Heyo guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, some of you might be wondering why I haven't been uploading this week, and well, I may or may not have entered myself into a true JDM series. And as you can see, I suck at it, so content might slow down for a little bit while I practice for this and all that fun jazz. So with that being said, let me just go ahead and get you guys in some other racing, like this one at Kyalami. Now, starting off the race, it was a pretty good race, not gonna lie. Pretty good startup. Right behind someone in a Porsche, trying to take the inside, trying to avoid the turn 1 chaos. Luckily, a very clean turn 1, not gonna lie. I was actually very happy about that. Viper being a little crazy on this corner, trying to go around, whatever this turn name is. We had a Porsche rather turned around. You might hear me in the background because I was live streaming this, so I'm going to try and talk over that as much as I possibly can. Going into this 90-degree left-hander, I take it a little wide, trying to give people room, where I then try to stay back on the track. Now, this Viper just did not want to let me back on. For some reason, he was just really blocking my view. Not a very fun time there. Finally, I just let him get past. Going into this little chicane here. Another little tap there. I managed to get around that Viper. Did not take that very well. Get a little love tap from the Viper again.
That guy in the Viper, man, I tell you, definitely something else.
As you can hear live stream Unroyal say, the guy in the Viper, not really the best driver out there. Going around this little bend here, left-hander. I don't know the name of it. I probably should have brought up the name of it as I get bumped by King Boogeyman there. Don't know what that was about, but doing a little battle with a DB9. Well, not DB9, a BMW. I ended up tapping him. I get bumped off again, trying to stay here, but I get spun out by the Viper. Not really a and of course I get penalized for it. Not really the happiest of campers. And that is pretty much going to be the race, guys. I did gain one position, but it goes to show it only takes one person to really ruin your race. And with that being said, let's just go ahead and get on to the next race, shall we? Alright, heading off to Hakone in a 1969 Boss 302, I want to say. I forget the year. I do apologize. It is my favorite car, but it was rebuilt for the purpose of multi-class. That's what we're in. My buddy Unearthly helped me get some parts down, make it to where I can get off race tires and such. So, as of right now, not too much going on. So, we're just going to go ahead and skip ahead to some key moments, which luckily don't happen very long after. Now, keep an eye on the BMW and my rear view mirror there. A good battle is going to start for about, I don't know, maybe 2 seconds or so. As you can see, he's starting to really catch up behind me. I think that's the M3 GTR, or at least an M3. I know it's an M3. I don't know if it's going to be the GTR version or not. I hold my line pretty well, kind of defend it pretty well against him. He has to slow down a little bit. I keep on that line. I gave a little bit of extra room just in case he wanted to dive bomb. I've been getting a lot of them as of late. S-Class is going to come around on my right. I end up getting a little bit of arrow wash. Missed my braking point a little bit. BMW is going to go right around. And, of course, my younger sister of a Mustang is going to catch right up. I'm pretty sure he's in yeah, he is in A-Class right there. GT40 behind me as well. I'm trying to catch up to the BMW. Not even sure how you would pronounce his name. And, of course, keep an eye on the time. Split second said that's apparently 2 seconds. The lap time was 1:44, and now it's down at 1:28. Forza. I think their math is a little off there. But anyways, looks like a Group C, or Group 1, Class C, whatever you want to call it. Slowed down that BMW just enough to where I could kind of keep beat on him. I go ahead and get around that VW almost like nothing, taking the inside line. He did leave it wide open at the end of the day. Normally, I don't make dive bombs like that on the slower classes, but here we got S-Class starting to make themselves known. Looked like a GT 350R, a Lamborghini, and a couple of other, wasn't quite sure what the weird funny car thing looking car was. Words are not fun right now. But anyways, I'm pretty much doing a pretty good job trying to keep the BMW in my sight. Trying to just take these turns as tight as I possibly can. I feel like I can get her back around them. Just need to kind of work for it, make it to where I don't mess up my lines too much. And it looks like someone else is behind me. I can't quite tell because right now when I'm editing this, my screen is rather small. So that makes my rear view mirror even smaller. But anyways, I made my lap time just a little bit better there. And it looks like Group 1, another BMW making himself known. He is going to go ahead and take the inside line. I did leave it wide open again. He's only in A-class. Not really the race I wanted to get into. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and skip ahead a little bit further because this is pretty much all that I do here. So skipping ahead, we got a Ferrari giving up to my right there. I did try letting him through pretty smoothly. Tried giving him as much room as I possibly could. In multi-class, it seems like the higher classes don't realize that lower classes do have priority on the line. So basically, if I'm holding the best possible line, then they're going to have to find their way around me. And a lot of them don't seem to understand that. So I end up getting hit. So I've learned to just take it wide, let them through, kind of like how that 350Z was. But that also made it to where WWX or WXX D Munchies there, it gave him a good chance to catch up right then and there. He was at about 7 seconds between well, there was about 7 seconds between me and him, and now it's down to 5.2, 5.1. And it looks like another A-class driver is starting to catch up. Looks like either a Savannah RX-7 or a Mazda Miata. I'm not quite sure what, but we're going into the S's. He's trying to take the tightest line possible, and he's going to go into the rear quarter panel of me, putting me right into the wall. I don't quite know what made him think that someone was just going to give him the open line there. I mean, I understand that we are in the slower classes, and he might not want to take the outside line, but
higher classes to get around the lower classes.
And you hear me kind of venting my frustration just a little bit there. Again, I am trying to talk over whoever that guy is in the webcam there. Alright, yeah, it's pretty much just what I was saying earlier. Again, I did stream this, so I might be talking a little bit of smack, but now Munchies is about 2 seconds behind me. I am messing up my line because I'm a little frustrated at this, you know, because I'm getting, well, not so much spun out, but I'm basically just holding my line, trying to do what I can, and people in the above classes not really showing much courtesy there, not gonna lie. And of course, those mistakes are making it to where Munchies is gonna slowly start catching up. I did miss my braking point during this big curve at the beginning. I don't know if it's just turn 1 or turn 1 and turn 2. It did look like on the minimap there was a little straighten out there, but either way, going through the S's again, I am now just kind of on a recovery mode at this point, trying to get past Munchies here. He is in a Corvette that seems to have more power than grip by the looks of it, because he is catching up quite a bit easy. Breaking at that 150 bore Corvette right behind me. He is, well, he did kind of look like he was going to go for a dive bomb there. Backed out of it once he seen that I was on the best possible line. Good on him. He knows good racing when he sees it. So now is pretty much what we're going to start doing our battle here. I do mess up this left-hander up a little bit. It gives him a little bit of a window there. Going on this right-hander, though, I do hold it pretty well, block him off pretty well. Not gonna lie, doing a pretty good job here. I'm basically just trying to focus now. Trying to do the corners a little bit better than he can, because I'm pretty sure at this point that's where I can really make up some time. But again, on this layout of Hakone, we got that big straightaway after the S's. And on power builds, that is where they are going to make their bread and butter there. They are going to beat you every time. If you guys don't believe me, I do have a... not really a power build charger, but it does have a lot of power in it. So, and it did take on the C-Class Metacars, the Miatas and all that, where it did really well, not going to lie.
That guy gets it.
And of course, we finally had an S-Class car who was kind of courteous to let me keep the best line. I think Munchies did mess up the S's there. At least I think they're S's. I could be completely wrong as far as what the actual turn names are. I don't have a map up and I don't have these turns memorized, guys. I do apologize. I know some people out there do want to hear what the actual turn names are. I am not one of those people, so just keep that in mind for when you're here. But it looks like Munchies is slowly but surely figuring out the track in his Corvette. I don't know what tuning he is using, if it is his own. He could be using someone else's, and I know of one person who has a pretty good Corvette build. But it doesn't seem like he's using it, otherwise he would be ahead of me right now. And it was going up onto the big curb here, breaking at the 200 board again, not messing this one up all that well. I am just basically just trying to get as far away from Munchies as possible. Now, I'm probably not going to do any speeding up or anything like that, because according to my video editing software, this video should be about 20 minutes long, and I want to kind of keep it there. Already got the thumbnail and all that. And it looks like Munchies is making up some time. He is down to a second right now, down to 0.9. Slowly but surely closing that gap. I do have until we get to this right-hander here to really start making a gap. I do brake a little too much there. I normally like to try and take this corner at about 85 miles an hour. Slow down just a little too much. Hit the brakes there. I don't know what I was thinking there. I could probably just let off the gas and keep going. It did make Munchies do a mistake there, though, so I do apologize to Munchies if you are watching this. Did not mean to brake check you there, bud. Going into this right-hander that I constantly mess up, not gonna lie, even though I was practicing this corner a lot after a little incident about a year and a half ago. Not gonna lie, some people might know what I'm talking about, some of you might not. If you do, then, well, good on ya. Good on ya. I did manage to get some time between me and Munchies there. Hammer Dean going into the pits for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. He was probably on a soft race tires, which is never a good idea in multi-class. Mercer JDM there. Now he's getting into the mix, even though he's 20 seconds behind me and Munchies here. Well, he's 22. Yeah, he's 21 seconds behind me. About 20 seconds behind Munchies. So, and we are slowly but surely getting some distance from them now. Somehow, Munchies did not close the gap into about half a second there. He might. Actually, no, I was watching the replay because I did download replay, make the thumbnail for this video. Kind of an impromptu thing. He did mess up the S's here, if I recall correctly. I think he just took it way too fast, ended up into the wall, and that's how he made it to where he couldn't really close the gap too well on that straightaway. And, of course, going through this section here, he does not seem to have a good amount of grip for it, so which leads me to thinking he does have more of a power build there. But we are on a straightaway now, so he's probably going to start closing the gap here. Yes, starting to really close it, but we do got this big wide open right-hander here, but we do got a 350Z getting between us. So that 370Z, I should say. Don't think the 350Z is in this game. I do apologize for messing that one up. 370Z. I should have backed off there. I should have given him room since he was right there. But I
Yup.
did, I was just trying to keep my line going. And that gave Munchies a little bit to, get around. He is now right around me. I did break a little bit there. Trying to, not cause a collision there. Just tucking it up right behind him, though. Trying to get into his draft range. Trying to give him some arrow wash. See if he does make a mistake or not. And, of course, we do got... Well, I don't know if that's A-Class or S-Class behind us. But he does get into the mix a little bit. Looks like a Porsche there. And, of course, trying to use my grip to my advantage. Trying to take this corner as fast as I possibly can. It looks like he's struggling. Well, not so much struggling to keep it under control, but it does look like he had a little bit of a slippage there. Which could be what gives me the edge on some of the corners there. Some cars you can get away with a little bit of slip, but too much and you're going to end up messing up a little bit. Now, I thought I had a window to get around him there. He closed it off really well, so good on you, Munchies there. Good on you. And, of course, we are getting onto the straightaway. I know I have no answer for him, so at this point, he's just kind of going to be able to get up and going, but he does go off track there. Almost goes into the wall. At this point, I do try to give him some room, try and let him back on the track. Unlike that Viper in the last race, the Porsche threading the needle there. I don't know what was going on there. I was late on the brakes. I had to avoid a collision there. Went off course there, just barely came back on. And at this point, I'm not sure what happened here, but he does turn into me. I don't know if he got Forza glue or whatever. I did go into a GT350R and somehow got penalized for it.
That wasn't even my fault. He turned into me.
You could hear me vent my frustration there. I was not happy about this. I did rewatch the replay a couple times. Again, I don't know what happened there. All I know is he went into me. I went into the GT350R. At least I think that's the 350R. I could be mistaken there. Where I ultimately get punished for it. Again, not happy here. Not very happy in this race whatsoever. I'm pretty sure I ended up just closing the stream out after this race because I was not having a good racing day at the end of it. By the way, I do get around that Porsche again. Just trying to basically catch up to Munchies, who paused for some reason. Not quite sure why or what happened there, but either way, I don't see him for the rest of the race. And that is pretty much going to be the race, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I do apologize for the sudden slowdown in content. After the JDM series, hopefully I'll be back up and going. And, of course, with that being said, guys, just pretend I said something corny here to get you to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys when I upload some content for you guys. See y'all later.